best item I've bought. They're a really comfy chair. I moved house during lockdown, and had to kit out a sitting room, and I've got one of those. I've got a sofa that I don't particularly enjoy sitting on, but then I've got one of those IKEA chairs that's got a wooden frame on it, and you can just sit and gently rock, and nobody worries about the fact that you're rocking to yourself in a corner, because the chair's supposed to make you rock. It was a piece of work that NHS England and Health Education England actually originally funded a couple of years ago to develop a qualification that would support the professionalism and professionalisation of the skills for social prescribing link workers, recognising that although the role had a long history, actually the developments that were going on around primary care networks and the expansion of the workforce were going to have a real tug on the skills and resilience of that part of the workforce. A Conexus colleague was working with Health Education England and NHS England, and the Skills and Education Group, to come up with an A-level equivalent qualification, so a level 3 qualification, that would not just acknowledge and recognise the skills that social prescribers and link workers already had, but that they needed to be supported to develop for the future. We were working with, and still are in fact, in the delivery of the course, Bromley by Bow, which is a fantastic organisation in London that has a social prescribing at the heart of its ethos, and a long history of working with communities around social prescribing and link worker skills. And the University of East London, who brought a rigour around the academia element of the course to support us with ensuring that we were hitting the highest quality targets. And that collaboration went from strength to strength, developing the specification for the national criteria for the qualification, and then working to develop our partnership further so that we were actually delivering the modules around social prescribing in partnership with the University of East London and colleagues at Bromley by Bow. We had a pilot for a year with a single cohort that was funded, and then we had a second pilot where we worked down in the southeast to develop the modules further and ensure that the qualification was going to be relevant for social prescribing link workers. And we're now on. We've got 4 cohorts live at the current moment, all undertaking the qualification. 54 active learners and 20 colleagues who we're now classing as our alumni, people who've been through the qualification and succeeded in that. Right in the very early stages, it was incredible because the pandemic arrived, and all the resources across the NHS, including those in general practices and the social prescribing link workers, everybody stopped focusing on what they had been doing the day previous and suddenly turned their focus and their efforts and their attention and their emotional energy into supporting the response to the pandemic. And we had social prescribing link workers who were involved in just rolling up their sleeves and getting stuck into whatever it was that they could do. But very quickly after that initial hit of COVID, people started talking to us about how could they get back to their learning? How could we facilitate and support learning in a world where you couldn't meet face to face easily? And what that did for us is we took our whole social prescribing and all our other national training offers and streamed them into a model where we could deliver online. We talked with students and commissioners of services to talk about what they wanted to achieve, how they wanted to achieve that, and we took that feedback and we basically turned 100% of our training offer, social prescribing, care navigation, all our other national training offers, and turned them into online medium. Side effect, or another of the positive side effects of that, is the fact that whereas previously we'd be delivering a course in a specific geography, facilitating learning between individuals who are in a specific area and have shared context. Actually, we've got the opportunity now to deliver training where there are people from all over the country who are on the course. So we no longer have a course named after a specific locality. We've got courses named after the cohort start. So the June course, which is being planned for June 2021, doesn't have a specific locality. People can book on from everywhere, and what that does help is the cross-fertilization of ideas and experiences from one place to another, and really reinforces that and enables the students to make more of their learning in that way. So feedback has always been really, really good around our social prescribing offer and our other national training offers. The social prescribing link workers have really appreciated the opportunity to have the course delivered through an online medium. We're getting some great feedback. I'm just going to read a couple of quotes if I can. So great tutor, passionate, and I agree 100% with the ethos. Very interesting module that we can take a lot from to help in our day-to-day work. Helped me to consider different ways to consider micro-commissioning in relation to social prescribing. So micro-commissioning is a very specific element of the course that we deliver, where cohort of communities, individuals in communities who have specific needs. The training, this particular module supports social prescribing link workers to identify those needs, but then also commission activity in third sector organisations or in community groups, or support or facilitate people to actually then be able to deliver activities that meet those identified needs. And I think social prescribing link workers have appreciated the opportunity to recognise and acknowledge some of the skills they already do have. It's always interesting, isn't it, when you're doing the job, and sometimes you have those moments of doubt where you go, am I doing the right thing or not? And actually undertaking some of the course has enabled some people to go, that's really interesting, that is what I do, and that's the theory around why I do it in that way. That's great, I'll carry on with that. And then learning completely new skills and conversations that happen between individual link workers that lead to collaborations or improvements or new initiatives that actually then go on to help people who access social prescribing link worker services to have their needs met and their lives transformed. And I think it's really important to be able to acknowledge the difference that social prescribing link workers do actually make on a day-to-day basis. I was reading a tweet from somebody that only came up yesterday. No, this morning I saw it. It was from a local social prescribing link worker who was massively enthusiastic about some personal feedback that he'd have, the difference he's actually made. Interestingly, he is also one of our students on our course. So he was getting a high from professional high from having made a difference. It was reinforcing for him the work that he was doing, from the feedback he was getting from the individual accessing the service and the support that he was providing, and the difference that actually made both to that individual but also to him. I think it's really important to acknowledge the fact that the social prescribing and the work of link workers isn't just about promoting recovery from ill health, but it's actually about promoting wellness and supporting people to live meaningful lives.